Many violinists try to improve their tone by pushing into the string with pressure. Same with double stops with pressure. But this actually has the adverse effect of the desire of the violinist who's applying pressure. For those new here, my name is Heather Kaye. I teach violin online at the Broadbent School of Violin Artistry. Let's get started. Applying pressure reduces resonance instead of pulling the sound out of the violin. A more reliable approach is to use natural arm weight. I explored this concept in depth in my course, Gorgeous Tone, which I will leave a link in the description below. But in this video, I'll give you the basic idea so you can improve your tone immediately today after watching this video. As I demonstrated, pressure creates a crunch. Pressure creates the sound to sound compressed as opposed to having it ring and resonate outside of the violin. In my lessons with the violinists that I work with, we constantly discuss how to pull the sound out of the violin. We never push the sound out from the violin. In order to have a gorgeous tone, the body has to be relaxed. If there's any tension in the body, in the neck, in the hold, in the shoulder, in the left hand, in the right arm, in the wrist, in the thumb, in the index finger, all of that will contribute to a sound of strangling. So the sound of the violin is like our voice. And if we hold on to our neck, our vocal cords are tight and we're not able to talk freely. And in order for the violin to speak freely, we need to be relaxed ourselves. So if we were to play with the left hand that is tight, it also creates a pretty yucky sound. So if we have tension in the shoulder and it's too high, you can push in, that creates a horrible sound. So what do we need to do to create the sound of the violin, the sound being pulled out from the violin? First is just check in with yourself, making sure that your shoulders are relaxed and that you are square to your normal positioning. And what I mean by that is you could practice this in front of a mirror, you can practice this in front of a video recorder, a camera, and just make sure your shoulders are square, your hip bones are square to what you're looking at. And when you bring the violin up, none of that changes. You don't twist or do anything with the body to hold the violin up. So that's number one. That's the best place to start, is just check in with the body. And open strings should be part of a warm-up in every violinist's warm-up. And I have so many different ways to practice this to have you know exactly what's going on and figure out what finger in your bow hold is causing problems. But first off, let's just discuss about arm weight. There's this fear of having the arm be too heavy or the weight be too heavy that we get a crunch. And the only way to know where is your breaking point is actually allow yourself to relax into the violin. You want to feel that the violin is holding up your right arm. In order to do that, is just have your violin hold, set your bow on the string, and allow your bow arm to relax. So you just really feel that the violin is holding up the bow and your arm is hanging from the violin. And then from there, just kind of make sure everything's relaxed here in your fingers and your bow hold, and then pull. And the sound you're gonna get is gonna be crunchy. Okay, so it's not gonna sound good, but that's gonna allow you to just kind of feel that relaxed feeling. And when we're here at the frog, we do want to have the hair slightly tilted. If we have a flat hair, it's going to be pulling out a pretty ugly sound. The only time we use flat hair here at the frog is if we're wanting to play 3 strings at once in repetitive down bow. So that way you can get those 3 strings to sound with a full sound. But in general, when we play, we're tilted here at the frog. So you could take whatever string you want and then just experiment pulling from a relaxed arm weight. You do want to combine speed with that relaxed arm weight so you can pull out this beautiful sound. So that's the first step, is just to do that on every string. Really feel that you're relaxed. Check in with your shoulder, your elbow. And then when you pull the bow, that you watch, nothing weird is happening, okay? No elbow lifting, no torquing, no strange things going on with the arm. Just keep yourself really nice and relaxed. And that's a nice pulling sound from the violin, so you can allow it to resonate. After doing that on every string, you want to just watch in the mirror as well, or in the video, you can watch yourself, that your bow is going nice and straight at all times. That your bow hold isn't doing anything of leaning in when you get here to the upper half, that it just stays really supple, relaxed, and responds to the stick. When we're in this part of the bow, there does need to be a little bit more of a lean with the index finger in order to maintain a constant and sustained tone. If we don't compensate for the fact that this part of the stick is not heavy, we're heavy here at the frog till about here, the sound will sound like a decrescendo. So when you're practicing your open strings, listen for a sustained sound through that upper half. Now, of course, there's other exercises, and these other exercises that I give for tone and dynamic phrasing and speed and weight combinations, those are all included in my course, like I mentioned before. The link is in the description below. But the starting point is to be able to play these long hobo open strings with a relaxed bow arm, with a relaxed bow hold, with a relaxed thumb, on a down and on an up. Let's talk about the ups, because sometimes in the up bow, what I find with the violinists that I've worked with over the years, what happens on the up bow is that on the down bow, we have a slightly different hand shape or bow hold when we're at the tip, which is natural. And then what happens is it doesn't ever get back to where we started from. So when you set up at the frog, we really have a nice relaxed index, and you can tap your index while you're here at the frog. In that upper half, the index leans in just a bit to compensate, like what we talked about. And then when we come back, about here, I would say a lot of violinists that I work with don't release their arm and keep it held up. And you see what happens? Then the shoulder goes up. And this happens, you can see the bow hold is not even relaxed at all. And this is a completely different place than where we started from with the relaxed bow arm. So you could practice going from the tip to the frog, check in with your shoulder that it's relaxed, check in with your elbow that's relaxed, and keep it relaxed as you come down to the frog. The frog is naturally an uncomfortable place because the natural tendency is to use the shoulder or lift the shoulder when you're at the frog. So this is an exercise not to be underestimated and not to be underrated on how to keep yourself relaxed here at the frog and how to return to this after an up bow. No need to play notes, no need to play scales. Just warm up with your open strings 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you'll be able to explore your tone, that it's weight, that it's bow arm weight and not pressure. This is just the beginning. Of course, we could talk about tone and fast passages and how we develop that and how the fingers are used in that. However, that is covered in the course, and it would make this video even longer. So if you find that this is something that you would like to work with me privately and be able to have eyes and ears on your playing to help you pull out the tone that you know that something is just missing and you're just not able to pull out the tone you want, I'll also leave a link in the description below for private lessons, and we could work that out together fairly quickly. Happy practicing. Ciao.